I honestly don't know how people do it. It just amazes me. And what I think I want to touch on here is just how so many people eat, their dietary intake, and just how bad it is. Because I've always been very aware of what I eat and the kind of macro balance as far as the proteins, fats, and carbs has always been in the ballpark of good, solid ratios. Right around a third each, a third proteins, a third fats, a third carbs. And for the last, I don't know, 7, 8 months, I've just been really having it dialed in. Like I know how much of everything I eat down to the gram pretty much every day. But since I've been home staying with family this last few weeks, I haven't really been all that strict. And still been keeping it good, keeping well within my parameters that I need to make sure I don't get too far off track. But dang, yesterday was one of the goofiest days of eating I've had in a long time, and it's probably for most people what's pretty normal. And for breakfast and lunch, I just kind of had my normal thing. I had my protein shake and my English muffin with peanut butter for my breakfast, and then I had some chicken and some fruits and veggies for lunch. And then I go to hang out with my family, and they had these sandwiches, and it was their son's birthday, so we had cake and ice or pie and ice cream, apple pie and vanilla ice cream. And I haven't had any kind of real dessert food in I don't know how long. It's been a while, but I don't need to be that strict right now, and the day's not really going to do anything here and there. So I have the cake and ice cream, or the pie and ice cream, and it's really good. So since I hadn't had it for so long, I went ahead and had another serving. So I don't know how many calories it was or whatever. Don't really care. It's fine. But that just kind of left me feeling a little blah afterwards. As good as it was, because it was great. It was really good apple pie and really good vanilla ice cream. Yeah, man, it was really good. But then I was kind of dragging for the afternoon, not my usual energy. And then for dinner, we went out to this place. We had a beer. And then I got this gnocchi. That's how you say it, this duck gnocchi. It was really good, but just fat and salt. It was like the saltiest, fattiest food I have eaten in I don't know how long. And when we got done there, oh, they also had this bread that was just this amazing bread, like with this garlic kind of pepper butter stuff, but just the most amazing bread that I've had in I don't know how long, but it was just so good. But we get done eating, and this is like, I haven't eaten this kind of food in been years since I've eaten, multiple meals a day of that kind of food. And I'm just feeling just not with it, just feeling slow and lethargic and way too full, just kind of bloated. I almost felt like I was getting fatter right then, but I know I wasn't. But that's just the kind of weird things your mind does to you when you're a little overly fitness conscious, as you might say. Because in my late 40s, what I'm trying to do is still be as athletic as I possibly can and as good a shape as I possibly can. And at my age, I'm not exactly a young whippersnapper in his prime anymore. You have to be so much more disciplined and consistent than you ever really need to do in your 20s and 30s. In your 20s and 30s, you can get away with a lot. All you need to do is just work out hard, eat enough protein, and you're good. You can get away with just that. You're going to make good progress. In your late 40s, that's not really the case anymore. You have to really be on the ball with everything you're doing, with your diet, with your training. So you probably get a decent amount of sleep, even though I probably don't get anywhere near the ideal amount of sleep. But I just don't know how people do it. I was like, how do you go through life just feeling like that all the time? Or do they? Or are they just so used to it they don't know any better? But it just kind of blows me away, and I think about that a lot. is this how most people feel most of the time? Just lethargic and slow and no real energy to want to do anything? I just, because I've only really experienced that a little bit in my life, but whenever I do, I'm just like, man, I just want to go back to the way I'm eating, even though it tastes good. Okay, that I'm not gonna lie, man, the food tasted freaking wonderful, but for me personally, man, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. I can have it every now and again. It's fine. Even then, it's going to be pretty rare that I do. But man, the way it makes you feel afterwards is just, yeah, like I've said, like I started off this video, I don't see how people do it. If that's how you're eating normally, man, learn how to eat better, because you are missing out on so much more in life in general just by not feeling at your best. And I don't think most people really realize just how crappy they're feeling all the time, because they have nothing really to compare it to. They've never felt what it's like to have a real good diet that gives you good energy and improves you physically on a day-to-day basis. Anyhow, that's it for now. We'll talk later.